My man baby brother is finally facing the music after what happened in my family. I always knew that my loser older brother was rotting away in my parents' home, but I never knew that one day he would explode and spread his filth over my entire family. My 31-year-old brother Dylan survived a life-threatening asthma attack when he was a kid, and ever since then my parents have coddled him as if he's still that age. He's grown up into the definition of a man baby. I have 2 other siblings and we all graduated from college successfully. Meanwhile, Dylan dropped out because the professors kept telling him to put his phone away. He habitually quits his responsibilities for the most absurd reasons. For example, he's worked maybe 4 weeks in his entire life and routinely walks off jobs when his managers ask him to do any simple tasks. He even refuses to get his license because our parents drive him wherever he wants to go anyway. He is truly a lazy parasite, and it's hard to watch him literally eat up my parents' resources. All he does is play video games up in his room all day and eat my parents' food faster than they can buy it. We can't even have family movie nights at my parents' house because he makes the internet so slow with all his stupid gaming crap. As resentful I feel of my parents at times, they're still good people who raised 3 solid kids. My younger sister is a middle school art teacher. My younger brother just graduated from technical school and immediately got a union job, and I'm a veterinarian who owns my own practice. My husband and I bought our house together. My sister shares an apartment with her girlfriend, and I just co-signed for my little brother's first studio. My siblings and I often get together to talk about how we can make life easier for our parents despite Dylan. But a couple weeks ago we found ourselves unexpectedly meeting up in the ICU after getting a call that our dad had a severe seizure. We all comforted my mom as she told us about how she came home to find my dad unconscious on the floor. My dad admitted that he had called out for help before he went down, but without even looking up from his phone. Dylan said he didn't hear him because he had on his noise-canceling headphones. That's when my little brother ran full speed at Dylan and punched him in the face. I have never seen my little brother so upset as he screamed and cried at Dylan for not helping our dad. My dad didn't make a full recovery, and after he was discharged from the hospital he still needed 24/7 care. My mom ended up quitting her job, and my siblings and I all picked up extra hours to supplement their income together. It had been a stressful and tiring couple of weeks after my dad left the hospital, and when I visited my parents and found out Dylan was still having my mom bring his dinner straight to his desk every night, something snapped inside me. I realized how much worse Dylan was making things for my parents, and I decided I had enough. I called up my siblings the next day. We all met up at a diner and ended up talking about what to do for almost 4 hours straight. After many rounds of coffee, we decided that checking my dad into a 24/7 care unit and renting an apartment for my mom in a 65-plus community would be best for them. We knew that would mean kicking Dylan out on his ass, but we all agreed that it was long overdue. We had been collectively sick of Dylan's poop for years at that point, so we wasted no time getting back to the house and having a discussion with our parents before we confronted Dylan. It wasn't hard since Dylan was upstairs gaming with those effing headphones when we got there anyway. I know it was hard for our parents to agree to our plan, and that it hurt them to stop supporting Dylan, but they were overwhelmed by how much we wanted to help them. We called Dylan downstairs, and I admit it was hard not to crack a smile as I watched his face fall as we dropped the bomb that his free ride was over. As soon as he realized that he might have to get a job and pay bills for the very first time in his life, he completely lost his mind. He started breaking dishes and smashing picture frames, punched 2 different holes in the wall, and called the cops on us right there in the dining room. My siblings and I were just looking at each other confused. He was threatening to get us arrested for harassing him and making him homeless, but none of us were too concerned about getting arrested for kicking a 31-year-old man out. When the cop got there, he seemed equally confused and annoyed at Dylan's ranting and raving. Dylan looked absolutely insane. His knuckles were bloody and it was obvious that he was the one who had destroyed our dining room. After Dylan said his piece, it was the cop who finally laughed in his face. I guess that's when Dylan realized that he was truly backed into a corner, and he pushed my sick dad and got into his face, yelling and screaming about how he was a beta male because he didn't protect his family. That's when the cop tackled Dylan to the floor, wrenched his hands behind his back, and screamed right in his ear that if he didn't calm down then he was arresting him for harassment and vandalism. I had never seen Dylan looking so effing stupid, all red-faced and tangled up in the giant cop's arms. It felt good to see him trapped like that. He had made our family feel trapped for so long, but my parents were safe from him and we could finally kick him to the street.